Yeah, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 51, live in Cincinnati, Ohio. I have no kids. I'm divorced. I have $12 in a retirement account. I have very little savings, if any. If you want to call a couple $100 of savings. I live in a studio apartment. I don't own a car, house, boat, vacation home, anything in reality. I just have pretty much what I have in my apartment is what I own. And I drive Uber, of all things. And over the years, I've made anywhere from $5,000 a year all the way up to $300,000 a year. And right now, I'm not able to drive because I rent a car through Lyft, and I don't have a car of my own. Like I said, I have to rent a car. So when it goes down, it's at their discretion when they're going to get me a new one and how quick they fix it. So I'm kind of stuck. So this is the second time in a month that I've been without a car, and it's going to be 7 days. 7 days no income. I don't have any other income other than I write over on Quora, Substack, and Medium. I make $100-200 a month there, and that's my only other source of income. So in this time, of course, I was drinking myself to death as usual. I binge drink, I binge eat, I do anything to try to calm a nervous system that I don't understand. So I've just been on a fucking one hell of a 7-8 day bender ever since my car went in the shop last Monday. I had 3 or 4 days sober before that, and now I'm right about 16 hours with no beer. I just went on a 4-mile hike, and I don't understand why. I mean, I understand why comfort scares me, makes me uncomfortable, makes me want to self-destruct. Because I grew up I grew up in a family dynamic where chaos was given. No matter what, you were waiting for the next ball to drop. Your parents get laid off. You have a bad day, verbally abuse you, physically abuse you, emotionally abuse you. So you're constantly walking on eggshells, and you're waiting for that next, like I said, bomb to drop. So that trains a nervous system to be on high alert. And I'm seeing that in myself, but I don't know how to control it. It's very hard finding a therapist who actually works with CPTSD because it's not in the DSM. They want to call it borderline personality disorder. They want to call it bipolar. PTSD, they want to call it, but it's very distinct, and there's a big difference between PTSD and CPTSD. And I know that's what I'm struggling with because it gets worse with age, and it's gotten worse within the last 3 years. I will do anything to avoid comfort. There's days or weeks or months I might have 3, 4, 5,000 in the bank saved up, and I'm doing good, and I'm getting my head on straight. And I'm trying to, get some things paid off because I do have about $30,000 in debt, school debt that I never used with the school. Just trying to go along with everybody that's doing it. If you don't go to school, then something's wrong with you. If you don't go to college and this and that. So I went basically just to play football. But once I figured out football wasn't for me because I never played football, but I walked on a D1 school and I made it and got the shit kicked out of me for never playing football before. And I was like, this isn't for me. I love football, but I don't love it that much. And so I kind of slowly started withdrawing from school once the football identity that I was wearing wore off. And it's just really tough when you constantly self-sabotage yourself. No matter how comfortable you are, I always find a way to fuck things up. Whether it's in the relationships I date, the jobs I choose. And the thing is, I have a very simple life. I can get up when I want. I haven't set an alarm clock in I don't know how long. I mean, I set it, but I'm always up because I used to own a bakery and would always be up early and stuff. There are times I like driving. I love driving early mornings and stuff, but the job's very flexible. I can make not bad money with it if I'm consistent and I'm not screwing up and self-destructing. I don't have a boss hanging over my head. I'm not going in punching the time clock. I'm not in a factory. I'm not in a warehouse. I'm not in a cubicle. I'm not traveling around the U.S. weekly trying to make meetings and doing all this shit. I'm pretty much my own boss, and I can do what I want. I can exercise when I want. I can eat when I want. I can take breaks when I want. I can take off when I want. I can go on vacations when I want. So I'm saying I have a very simple life, but I have a nervous system that wants to complicate it so badly. And I've noticed that with this last 7 days, even though I've been drinking, it hasn't been like the drinking that I'm used to, like just completely escape and looking forward to it. It's almost like I had to force myself to drink this time. Like, like last night, I even dumped out, 3 or 4 beers. And I've done that in the past, but it's different this time because I'm like, well, maybe I'll want it today. but I don't want it today. And the thing is, I still have my health somewhat. I mean, I know I've damaged myself somewhat with the 51 years of just complete abuse I've done. And if you're young and you're watching this, you won't realize the abuse you did do until you get in your mid 40s, your 50s. But if you go really hardcore, you might start noticing in your early 30s. But once you start noticing your body is saying, "Hey, I've had enough," it's either you can keep going and you're going to die just a miserable death, or maybe it'll be an instant. Maybe you'll have a massive heart attack, stroke, or something like that. But I don't want to go out like that. I mean, there's times I really do question life and question why we're here and what's the point. But it's just because I'm stuck in this mindset of just total drunken fog, or either eating myself to death and just feeling like shit all the time. So of course my thoughts are going to be like shit if I feel like shit. But it's very hard because I do have some chronic pain in my back and stuff, and it's very hard to like think positive and be in a positive mindset when you're in chronic pain all the time. But the inflammation of alcohol and shitty foods and processed foods isn't helping. So I'm just putting this video out there to see if anybody relates. Like I said, I got 16, 17 hours now, and I'm just going to use this time that I have off to really try to focus on myself, focus more on writing and stuff like that, and exercise like I did. I did 5 miles yesterday. I did about 4 or 5 miles a day, and kind of just try to be nice to myself. I mean, I don't know how many people out there don't realize how abusive and how badly you talk to yourself. Because I talk to myself, my writings are very harsh and very in your face, very blunt. Um, and and people are like, that seems very cynical. But I write for how I feel, and actually, I write how I talk to myself, and it's just not working anymore. So until next video.